So as you settle in wherever you may be in the world, ground your hips into the earth beneath you. For those of you that joined on a little later, if you have something underneath you so your hips are above your knees, it's a much more relaxing position for your body. And tilt your pelvis forward slightly. Grow your spine long and tall out of your pelvis. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. And with intention, drop your shoulders. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs. Take in a deep breath through your nose and a big out breath through your mouth. And another deep in breath through your nose and a huge out breath. Draw your attention to your sit bones that are connecting to the earth beneath. Just take a moment to ground yourself there. Land into the earth. Connect with its stability and grow, rise towards the sky and possibilities above with the crown of your head. Puff your chest forward slightly and drop your shoulders with intention once again. And come back to the breath. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. Lengthen the inhale. And try to match the exhale to the inhale in length and depth. Most of the time, we only breathe about 30% of our lung capacity. Try to increase that here for this hour. Notice the power of the breath in shifting not only your physiology, but your mind. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. And focus on your chest rise and fall with each breath. Matching the inhale to the exhale is a way of focusing, connecting to this present moment. And use the breath to inhale hope. With each breath, inhale hope and exhale frustration. Hope is about believing. It's about wishing. It's about wanting better. Breathe in that wishing, believing, and wanting. Breathe out whatever's keeping you from that. Hope is like a drop of honey, a field of tulips blooming in the springtime. It's fresh rain, a whispered promise, a cloudless sky, the perfect punctuation mark at the end of a sentence. David Orr actually said, hope is a verb with its shirt sleeves rolled up. And that resonated so much with so many I know whose shirt sleeves were rolled up this week for vaccines. Brene Brown says that hope is a way of thinking. So it's not just an emotion or positivity, but a way to use your thoughts to empower you to move forward despite challenges. So can you let your hopes, not your hurts, shape this moment, this hour, and this week? And inhale hope with each breath. And let it out. And send that hope to every cell throughout your body. All the way to your fingertips and your toes. Bring your left hand to your heart. Press gently into that heart space. Bring your right hand atop the left. Press in gently once again. Release that oxytocin. Send it throughout your body along with hope. Come back to the breath. Inhale and exhale. Connect with your sit bones once again. Grow your spine long and tall towards the sky. Deep inhale into your chest. Fill up your chest. And let everything go. And for another moment, connect with your own hopes, whatever they might be, for this hour, for this week, for the year ahead. What do you hope? What do you wish? What do you want? And can you carry that with you as you move forward? Bring your hands to heart center, palms together, elbows out wide. Notice your finger pads touch. Just rub them together for a moment. Notice the sensations. Deep inhale through your nose. And a huge exhale. Slowly lower your hands to your thighs and open your eyes. Let the light come back in softly. Notice how you feel. Hopefully, a bit more hope and a bit more space. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky, palms together. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist with your right thumb and middle finger. Ground your left hip into the earth. Tug the left wrist towards the right. Stretch the whole right side body. Deep inhale. And huge exhale. Tug the wrist towards the left and let it go. Another deep inhale. Huge exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch the clasp of your hands. Ground your right hip into the earth. Tug the right wrist towards the left on the inhale. And let it out. Inhale once again into those deep nooks and crannies of the right lung. And let it out. Inhale, fingers back up towards the sky. Release the clasp of your hands. Draw your hands together at your sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine. Clasp your fingers together, extend your elbows, shoot your fist towards the floor, and puff your chest out for a moment. Deep breath into that space behind the heart. And let it out. Another deep breath into your chest. Send it right to the space behind the heart. And let it out. Release the clasps of your hands. Extend them out wide towards the side walls. Fingers flexed, palms pressed into those side walls. Use every muscle in your arm. Engage everything. Engage your scapula. Notice everything work. Every time you muscle, press the palms into the side wall. Deep breath in, big breath out. Deep breath in. Wrap your arms around one another. Come into eagle arms. Right arm comes below the left. Wrap your elbows together. Grab your thumbs together or your palms together, whatever works for you. Elbows to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch, and exhale, lower. If this is too much for you or you're new to yoga, just give yourself a hug here. Inhale, your elbows up an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower your elbows into your chest, abdomen. Allow your head and neck to release completely into the cradle of your arms. Deep inhale into that space between your shoulder blades. Make space and let it go. One more deep inhale into the back. Let it out. Inhale, raise your elbows up to shoulder height. Exhale, release your arms back out towards the side walls. Press the palms into the side walls. Engage every muscle once again. Draw your scapula together. Head and neck reach towards the sky, spine long and tall. Deep inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Wrap your arms in the opposite direction. Left arm underneath the right. Clasp your thumbs together, palms together. Eagle arms on this side or a hug, whatever works best for you. Inhale, lift your elbows up an inch. Exhale, lower them to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower to shoulder height. Notice all the sensations in the back body. Inhale, up an inch. Exhale, bring your elbows into your abdomen, chest. Allow your head and neck to fall into the cradle of your arms. Deep breath into the space between the scapula. And let it go. One more deep inhale into the back body. And let it go. Inhale, raise your head, torso, elbows up. Exhale, release your arms out towards the side. Lower them down by your sides. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. Get things moving. Notice all the kinks. Roll them forward 3 times. And allow yourself to settle into the earth for just a moment. Close your eyes. Notice the sense of spaciousness compared to when you began. Breathe into that space behind the heart. Let out the stress and tension. Just notice how you feel here and enjoy it. Notice perhaps the hope, the wishes, the lightness. And open your eyes if they're closed. Take the block or book or whatever you might have been sitting on out from underneath you. And we'll come to meet on our hands and knees. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Your back is flat, tabletop position. Open all 5 fingers wide on each hand, equal pie shapes between each fingers. Ground all 10 knuckles into the earth. Ground your palms into the earth. Take a moment and connect the tops of both feet into the earth, even the big toenail, all the toenails on your feet. Take a moment to really connect deeply to the strength and stability below. Deep inhale into your chest and let it go. On the next inhale, arch your spine into cow pose. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Sit bones reach towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine into cat. Allow your head and neck to release towards the floor. Inhale, arch your spine. Crown of the head and sit bones reach towards the sky. Exhale, round and suck your navel up towards the sky as high as you can. Inhale for cow, arch and round. Notice all the sensations. Exhale into cat. Come back to hands and knees. We'll meet there. Neutral spine. Head is in line with your spine. Take a moment. Strong back, strong arms, strong legs. Extend your right leg long behind you. Toes press into the earth. Heel is flexed. On the inhale, raise your foot up about 6 inches. Hips are square towards the earth. Exhale, pause there. Inhale, raise your left hand towards the front of the mat into balanced pose. Extend from that right heel through your left fingertips. Focus on your core here. Deep inhale and exhale. Fill up that chest with hope and let go of all the tension and instability. One more deep breath here. Reach long from either direction. And exhale, lower your hand and your knee towards the earth. Even things out. Even your hips square towards the mat. Ground both hands into the earth once again. Extend your left leg long. Heel flex towards the back wall. Toes touch the earth. Raise your left heel up about 6 inches, a little below hip height. Hips are even and square towards the earth. Next, inhale, raise your right fingertips long in front. Extend and stretch through the right fingertips, step through the left heel. Focus on your center and your strength. and the wishes and the wants. Fill yourself up with all the possibility. One more deep breath here. And lower both your right hand and left knee towards the earth. Bring your toes together, knees apart. Sink your hips back all the way into child's pose. Walk your fingertips long in front of you, as long as you can. Allow your sit bones to sink towards your heels. Inner thighs will open. Stretch your fingertips as long towards the front of the mat as you can. Your upper arms and shoulders may not touch the earth. Lower your forehead and ground it, third eye into the earth beneath. Take a moment. Connect with your hopes and your wishes and your wants. Trust in the possibilities. We often think of possibilities or uncertainty as a negative thing, and uncertainty can be about possibilities. And hope is about belief and trust in you and in others. We often say it will be okay, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. That's where the hope and the trust and the belief comes in. Allow your hips to sink even lower towards the earth. Deep breath into your chest cavity. Make space for your heart to fill. Fill up your heart in diastole and let it send every last cell full of hope and wishes and wants and trust and belief to every far-flung part of your body. Train your thinking to come from this space. Walk your hands back towards your body, raise your hips up, meet in hands and knees. Walk your hands forward and handprint. Curl your toes and shoot your hips up towards the sky. Come into downward dog. Take a moment here, especially for those of you on the West Coast who are just perhaps beginning your day. Walk your heels out, walk the dog, as we say. Press with intention into both hands. Straight both arms. Shoot your hips up towards the sky, up and back towards the back of the mat. Slowly notice all the sensations. Lift up onto your tiptoes as high as you can. Hips reach towards the sky. Bend your knees parallel to your mat. Press into your hands. Shoot your hips back once again towards the mat. Back of the mat, back wall. Every muscle should be engaged. You may be shaking a little bit. Press into the earth, press into your toes, hips shoot down and back. Reach your hips skyward once again, straight your legs. Slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Notice all the sensations in the back body. Bend your left knee, press your right heel into the earth. Bend your right knee, press your left heel into the earth. Lift up onto both tiptoes. Once again, slowly lower both heels towards the earth. Take a deep inhale and a huge exhale. Inhale, raise your right leg straight towards the back wall. Come into three-legged dog. Hips are square towards the earth. Bend that right knee and stack your hips. Right hip opens towards the right. With intention, press both hands into the earth. Left leg is straight. You may notice your arms calling out a little bit here. Send the breath to the front of the right hip. Roll your ankle out towards the right and towards the left. And if this is too much, just come back to downward dog or three-legged dog, whatever works for you. One more breath into the front of the right hip. Extend your right heel and right leg towards the back wall. Square your hips towards the earth and lower your foot towards the ground. Downward dog once again. Take a moment. Ground equally into both hands. Hips are square. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Deep breath into your chest. Big out breath. Inhale the left leg towards the back wall. Heel presses into the walls. Hips are square. Every muscle engaged once again. Right leg is straight. Bend the left knee. Stack your hips on the left. Left hip opens towards the left. Roll your ankle out one direction and then the other. Send the breath to the front of that left hip. Create space for hope and wishes and wants and trust and belief. We carry a lot of negative emotion and old stuff in our hips. Let it go with the breath. Square your hips, extend your left leg towards the back wall and slowly lower it towards the earth. Widen your feet a little bit and walk your hands slowly back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold. Your knees can be bent gently. Hips reach up towards the sky. Grasp your elbows with your hands and come into ragdoll. Allow your head and neck to release completely. Shift your weight into your toes and back into your heels. Shift your weight gently to the right and to the left. Notice all the sensations. Find your center, your strength. Release your hands and slowly roll up inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head will be the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and allow your hands to fall towards the earth, palms open. Tadasana or mountain pose. Pause here and take a few breaths. Connect your feet into the earth. Lift up all 10 toes. Lower them down. Send your attention to your knees. Draw your kneecaps up a smidge. Engage your thighs. Tuck your pelvis. Grow your spine long and tall towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches up. Deep inhale into your chest. Fill it up. And let it all out. One more deep breath here. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky. Once again, slight arch back, palms together, and bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum once again. Connect for a moment with your intention, with your wishes, with your hopes, with your wants, with the possibilities, the good what ifs, as I like to say, with the possibilities ahead in the uncertainties. What if something amazing happens? What are your hopes for the amazing? And lower your hands towards the earth. Walk towards the front of the mat. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. I have to fix this so you can see me. So bring your hands to your side to start. Ground both feet into the earth. Inhale, reach both arms out and up towards the sky. Palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward towards the earth, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward, your sit bones stick back, legs are straight. Exhale, lower towards the earth. Ground your hands into the earth, step back to plank pose or top of the push-up. Pause for a moment here. Engage your belly and your center and your core. Connect with the earth beneath. Head is in line with your spine. Deep breath in. Bend your knees if you wish, bend your elbows, hug them in towards you, untuck your toes and slowly lower towards the earth, chaturanga. Forehead gently rests on the floor. Weight is out of your hands. Hands are about at shoulder height, between shoulder and chest height. Inhale, lift up into low cobra, chest shines forward. Fill up the chest with air. Exhale, lower towards the earth. Curl your toes, press into your hands, press back into hands and knees, and up to downward dog. Shoot your hips up and back. Ground your hands into the earth. Deep inhale into your chest. And huge exhale. Lift up onto your tiptoes and step, hop, or jump towards the front of the mat, whatever works for you. Knees gently bent. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight once again, legs straight. Exhale, forward fold. Engage your core and slowly roll up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head will be the last to rise. Reach your arms out and up towards the sky, slight arch back, palms together, and hands come to rest at heart center. Pause for a moment here. Notice all the sensations. 2 huge inhales and exhales. Lower your hands towards your sides. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms come together, slight arch back. Fold forward towards the earth, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Palms press into the earth, step back to plank. Pause here for a moment. Allow your heels to drop towards the left. Shift your weight into your left hand and reach your right arm skyward. Come into a side plank. If that doesn't work for you, bend your left knee and ground it into the earth for more stability, whatever works for you. 2 breaths here. Slowly lower your right hand, heels come back to center, come square to center. Deep inhale and exhale. Drop your heels towards the right this time. Weight comes into the right hand. Left hand reaches towards the sky. If you need, you'll bend your right knee and use your right leg as a kickstand, either one. 2 deep breaths here. Notice the strength of the left side body. Press into the right hand. Bring the left hand back towards the earth plank, top of the push-up. Shift your weight forward onto your tiptoes. Bend your elbows, draw them in towards you. You can bend your knees and untuck your toes if that works for you. Slowly lower chaturanga towards the earth. Weight is out of your hands. Inhale, lift up to low cobra. Chest shines towards the front of the mat. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, lower towards the earth. Once again, inhale. Come into low cobra. Once again, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes, press into your hands and press back to downward dog. Hips shoot towards the sky. Three deep breaths here. Rest your gaze on a spot a foot or two in front of your feet. Send the breath into your chest. Focus on that spot behind your heart. Create space for your heart to fill. And as it sends its fullness to the rest of you, sends the hope, the trust, the belief, the wishes, the wants out through every cell in your body. Huge deep inhale here. And huge exhale. Inhale, raise your right leg towards the sky once again. On the exhale, bring it gently between your hands. We're going to come into warrior one.
Widen your stance a little bit. Right toes jet line towards the front of the mat. Your left toes will come towards the left front corner of the mat, for those of you that aren't familiar with it. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky. Hands reach tall, torso reaches tall towards the sky. Shimmy those right toes forward a little bit. Inhale, reach tall towards the sky. Exhale, sink into your hips, bend the front knee gently, warrior one. Back leg, the heel presses towards the earth, it may or may not reach. Inhale, lengthen towards the sky. Exhale, sink into your hips and the front knee. The front knee should not extend beyond your ankle. If it does, you need to keep moving those right toes forward. Inhale, reach tall towards the sky. Exhale, sink into your hips. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, bring your hands to your sacrum once again. Clasp your fingers together, extend your elbows and shoot your fists towards the earth, shoulders down and back. Deep inhale into your chest. And a huge exhale. Another deep inhale into your chest. Big exhale. One more inhale here. And for those of you that wish, you can fold forward into humble warrior to the inside of the right knee. Hands will reach up towards the sky over your head. For those of you that aren't comfortable with that, just stay upright, press your chest forward, fill your chest with each breath, fists reach towards the floor. 2 breaths here, big ones, whichever position you're in. Last one. Slowly rise back up. Release the clasp of your hands. Inhale, raise both hands up towards the sky. Reach tall. Once again, exhale, sink into your hips. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall. Exhale, lower your hands on either side of your foot. Press into that back foot. Step the back foot forward. We'll come into pyramid pose, which is both legs straight towards the front of the mat. You're going to tack your right hip back, left hip forward. This is a big stretch for the back of the right leg. If you need to widen your stance, you can keep your legs not completely straight, whatever works for you. You can also use blocks or books. Allow your head and neck to release completely over that front leg. You can have your hands on your shins, on your thigh, whatever works for you. Inhale for a half lift. Spine straight, crown of the head reaches towards the front of the mat once again. Exhale, release, fold forward over that front leg. Let it go. Send the breath into the tightness in the back of the right leg here. And let it go. Two more breaths here. Bring that left foot forward to meet the right. Come into a forward fold. Left palm grounds into the earth. Bend the left knee, straight the right, and twist towards the right. Roll that right wrist out. Send the attention to the whole outer edge of the right thigh. Roll the wrist in the other direction. Bring it back to the earth. Replace the left. Bend the right knee, straight the left. Twist towards the left. Wrist rolls out in either direction. Replace your hand onto the earth. Bring your hands to your sacrum once again. Clasp your fists, extend your elbows, and allow your hands to fall over your head towards the front of the mat. Release your head and neck completely here. Send the breath into the front of the shoulders. Letting go of tightness and stuckness, making room for the wishes, the wants, the hopes, the beliefs. Two more breaths here. Allow the hands to fall a tiny bit further forward. Draw your hands back towards your sacrum. Allow them to run down the backs of your thighs gently towards the earth. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand once again. Head will be the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and allow them to fall towards the earth, palms open to the front. Once again, deep breath into your chest. Big breath out. One more deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, raise both arms out and up towards the sky, palms together, slight arch back, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your feet into the earth once again, step back, ground your hands, pardon me, step back to plank, top of the push-up. Focus on your core and your center. Shift forward onto your tiptoes, bend your elbows, bend your knees if need be, lower towards the earth, chaturanga. Forehead touches the earth. Inhale for low cobra or up dog, whichever you prefer. Untuck your toes, press back to downward dog. Hips shoot back towards the back wall, back of the mat, wherever you may be in your home. Inhale, raise your left leg towards the sky. Exhale, bring it between your hands gently. Come into warrior one on this side. Widen your stance so there's a nice runway between your feet. Left toes, jet line towards the front of the mat. Right toes, aim on an angle towards the front right corner of the mat. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, sink into warrior one. Tack your left hip back, right hip forward gently. Inhale, reach your spine, crown of the head tall towards the sky. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, reach tall once again. Exhale, sink into the front knee. Back heel presses into the earth. Bring your hands to your sacrum once again. Clasp your fingers together, shoot your fists towards the earth, elbows straight, chest puffs towards the front. Deep breath into the back of the heart. Let it out. 3 deep breaths here. Make space for the heart to fill. Let go of all of the tension, worry, stress on the out breath. For those of you that wish, on the next exhale, fold forward into humble warrior on the inside of the left knee. Raise both hands towards the sky and allow them to fall towards the front of the mat. If you wish, just stay upright, whatever works for you. Notice any shaking or wobbling. Slowly rise back upright. Chest puffs forward, fists reach towards the floor, shoulders down and back. Huge inhale into that chest cavity, especially the space behind the heart. Let the tension and the stuckness go. Release your hands. Inhale, raise them towards the sky. Exhale, lower them on either side of the front foot. Step your back foot forward a foot or two. Come into pyramid pose. Both toes face towards the front of the mat. You can widen your stance if need be. In an ideal world, legs are straight, but whatever works for you. Hands can be on your shin or your knee. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold forward over that front leg. Come into a complete release here. Send the breath to the back of the left leg. Huge inhales and exhales. Sit with all the sensations, whatever they may be. One more deep breath here. Tap that left hip back, right hip forward gently. Step the back foot forward to meet the front. Bend your knees, ground your feet into the earth, engage your core, and slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head will be the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears with intention. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and lower them towards the earth, palms open towards the front. Deep breath into your chest and let it out. We'll do tree pose here. Ground your left foot into the earth. Raise all 5 toes, lower them towards the earth. Kickstand your right foot. Heel comes into your shin. Right hand can grab your right ankle. You can draw it to the inner thigh, to your calf, just not over your knee. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Draw that right knee back gently towards the back wall behind you. Hands come to heart center. Press your hands together to help with balance. Deep inhale into your chest and exhale. Stay here for a number of breaths. Focus on a spot on the floor that's not moving. Try to come to stillness. Draw your knee towards the front of the mat and slowly lower it towards the earth. Release your hands, shake everything out. Ground that right foot into the earth. Raise all 5 toes on the right foot, lower them towards the earth. Kickstand your left foot. Heel comes towards the inner right calf. Take your left hand, grab your left ankle. You can draw it towards your inner thigh, your calf, whatever works for you. Neither is better or worse. On any given day, it may look different. Press the left sole of the foot into the right thigh or calf, palms together at heart center. Draw that left knee back towards the back wall slightly. Engage your buttocks muscles. Focus on a spot on the floor. Press your hands together to help with balance. Notice and embrace any of the wibbles and the wobbles. Notice your strength here. Two more breaths. Connect with the spaciousness in your chest here. Draw the left knee towards the front of the mat. Slowly lower it. Shake out your ankles, roll them out in either direction. And let's come to sit on the mat today. We're going to come into Sukhasana, or double pigeon, and there are some variations here depending on whether you've done it before. This is one that releases a lot of tension in the hips, where we carry a lot of emotions and stress. And given what's going on in the world, it feels appropriate to make more space for hope here. So bring your right foot in front of your left, right shin in front of your left with knees crossed. You're going to bring your knees together so they're about hips width, pardon me. Rock side to side on your hips on the sit bones. Ground the sit bones into the earth. Move the flesh of your seat out from under you. For those of you that are more flexible, you can pick up your left ankle and put it atop, your right ankle. Put it atop your left knee, and you'll notice a stretch in the outer right hip. For those of you that haven't done this before, just keep your right shin in front of the left shin, ankles directly in line with your knees, and your knees are drawn in close, farther in front of you than a usual cross-legged position. You're going to hinge at your hips, slowly walk your hands forward.
You should notice a nice stretch in the outer hips. Your back is straight, chest puffs forward gently, and walk your fingertips in front. You should notice a nice stretch in the outer hips. Breathe into it. If your knees hurt, adjust your feet. See what works for your knees, your feet, your ankles. And if none of it works, just sit easily in a cross-legged position and breathe for a few moments. For those of you in Sukhasana, walk your fingertips forward a tiny bit more as you're here. Send the breath to the outer hips. Walk your hands back towards your shins. Rise your torso up, crown of the head reaches towards the sky once again. Untangle your feet, extend them long in front of you. Once again, rock side to side on those sit bones. Flex your toes towards your nose. Knees can be gently bent if need be. Toes flexed towards your nose. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your toes into an easy forward fold. Allow your head and neck to relax. Notice all the sensations in the backs of both legs, maybe in your upper back, lower back. Send the breath to that spot behind the heart here that's created. It is a little different than in other positions. Breathe into it. Breathe into your chest. And let it go. One more deep breath here in the forward fold. Allow your head and neck to release a little bit further if that's available to you. Walk your hands slowly up your shins, your knees to your thighs. And come into a cross-legged position with the opposite leg. So left leg forward this time, or left foot atop the right knee. Knees, once again, draw together so they're hip width, and ankles and feet come essentially beneath your knees if that works for you. Once again, rock side to side on your sit bones. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way and tilt forward at your pelvis. Hinge at the hips. Walk your fingers long in front of you. Slowly hinge forward, chest still open towards the front. You should feel a lovely stretch in the outer hips. Keep that left foot flexed to help protect your knee. Send the breath into that outer hip and use it to nourish yourself. Fill yourself with hope, wishes, wants, beliefs, possibilities. And to let go. To let go of old patterns of thinking, despair, frustration, resentment, even perhaps exhaustion. Slowly walk your hands back towards your shins. Rise your torso up towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches tall towards the sky. Untangle your legs. Spread both legs. Stretch both legs long in front once again. Rock side to side on those sit bones. Toes flexed towards your nose. Knees gently bent. Bring your hands behind you this time. Tense your fingers. Fingertips press into the earth. Press your knees towards the earth, chest puffs forward, Dandasana or staff pose. Heels may lift up off the earth. Every muscle in your legs, heels, toes are engaged. Chest puffs forward. Deep inhale into that space behind the heart. Engage everything. And let it go. Relax everything. Raise your arms up parallel towards your legs. Toes still flexed towards your nose. And slowly roll back vertebrae by vertebrae until you come to lie on the mat. Slowly as you can. When you land, make whatever adjustments you need in case you didn't land on the mat. Notice what's connecting to the earth beneath. Notice your heels connect to the earth, your sacrum, the backs of your hands, backs of your forearms perhaps. Where on your back are you connecting to the earth? Back of the head. Allow the earth's energy to come up through you. Flip your palms over towards the earth. Bend your knees, draw your heels towards your hips. Press into your hands and your feet. Reach your hips skyward. Come into bridge pose. Reach your hips skyward. Knees connect energetically together. Hands can grab the outer edges of your mat and tug your mat towards your heels. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you as much as possible so your chest puffs up towards the sky. Engage all the muscles in the back body, creating more space, more energy. Deep breath once again into that space behind the back of the heart. Fill your chest with air, nourishment, possibilities. Possibilities for better, for different. 2 more breaths here. Reach your sit bones high. Engage every muscle in your legs and buttocks. Knees connect energetically together. Slowly untuck your shoulders and lower your hips towards the earth, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly as you can. Allow yourself to land once again on the earth. Draw your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. Rock side to side on your sacrum. Notice all the sensations in the legs. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet. Come into happy baby. Press your knees towards the earth. Soles of the feet flex towards the sky. Rock side to side on your sacrum once again. Notice all the sensations here. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Bring your feet, soles of your feet together. Press your heels in towards your groin, knees out wide. Notice the inner thigh stretch. Release your hands. Allow your feet to come towards the earth. Soles of the feet, once again, land on the earth. Knees come together. Knees together, soles of your feet out wide to the outer edge of your mat. Raise your arms above you into an easy cactus shape. Allow your knees to fall towards the right. Come into an easy twist here. Left knee presses energetically towards the right front corner of the mat. Lengthen the whole left side body. Draw your attention to the left psoas muscle. Just above the left hip bone. Send the breath there. As your heart begins to slow, turn your head and gaze towards the left. Notice how you feel here and now. What may feel different than when you started. Does your mind feel more open, more receptive?
Draw your gaze back to center. Draw your knees back to center, even your hips. Once again, knees together, feet wide towards the edge of the mat. Untuck your shoulders if they became kinked. And on the exhale, allow your knees to fall towards the left this time. Energetically press the right knee towards the left front corner of the mat. You should notice a lovely stretch the whole way down the right side body. Press that left knee forward. Right knee forward. Turn your gaze towards the right. Notice what might feel different here. Send the breath to the right psoas muscle, right hip flexor. Bring your gaze back to center. Knees come back to center. Even your hips out once again. Bring your arms down to your sides, palms open towards the sky. Untuck your shoulders. Extend your legs long in front of you. Allow your feet to fall open towards the side of the mat. Come into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Connect with your heart space once again with intention for a moment. Send the breath there. Allow your chest to fill with nourishment and let things go. Deep inhale. Huge exhale. Once again, notice what's connecting to the earth. Let the earth hold you and let the energy of the earth come up through you. Let go of the conscious control of the breath here. And allow yourself a few moments to just be right here, right now. Hopefully filled with a little more hope, a little more belief. Some wishes in there, and let them sink in and just be. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes.
Raise your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you. Take a huge inhale and a huge exhale. Draw your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to one side. Pause for a moment. Connect once again to this idea of hope. It's like a drop of honey, a field of tulips blooming in the springtime, a fresh rain, a cloudless sky. It's a verb with its shirt sleeves rolled up. Press into your hands and slowly come back up to a seat. Ground your sit bones into the earth once again. Tilt your pelvis forward, grow your spine long and tall towards the sky, and allow your shoulders to drop gently. Deep inhale through your nose. Huge exhale. Bring your hands to heart center, elbows out wide. Connect your palms together, finger pads together, thumbs press into your sternum. Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future. Deep inhale, filled with hope for the week and months ahead. Huge exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. May you and yours have a safe week ahead. Namaste.